Break It with Will here, with Brian Lucchese, wellness hero, one of the wellness heroes. One of.
One of.
One of.
I like to say when we're engaging in any type of full spectrum wellness that we are wellness heroes. And I just had some little people become wellness heroes.
Nice. Very cool. And we're celebrating a new moon. It's February 3rd, and the new moon starts tomorrow. And on Tuesday, what is it? Yeah, I'm losing words. Light language wants to come through, which is, it's a Chinese New Year, which is
synced up with the lunar calendar.
Yes.
This is the beginning of the lunar cycle.
Yes, the Earth Pig. That's what it is. And we're here at Roots, and we're in Lemurian Year 3, which is the base of the tetrahedron. And so, what do you want to create?
It might be the Lumerian one, but it's just numerology. If you just 2019, it's just 3.
It is, but in decimal. Or in any base that's greater than 10.
It's getting complicated.
It's getting complicated, exactly. That's why numerology is just like, okay, it depends on your viewpoint. Depends on your viewpoint. And they're only just permission slips to be awesome. Okay, do we need a year 3 for us to be awesome?
No, but it helps us organize and then also document progress. So, like, what was taking place in year 2? Are we expanding on that upward spiral? And so I do like measuring by a year, by a month, or by a day. But really, this lunar cycle, this new moon, is how I manifest in my life. And it's really, I think it's important for my own being to write it down and say it out loud and affirm and intend it and command it.
Yes.
Today, like right now.
Like right now. Yes. We spoke about intention earlier. And it took a while for that word to come out, which was funny. But our intentions cause all this stuff to happen. It's our instructions giving to the universe. It's modulated across what we're giving out to the universe. Oh, and there's a nice bird that flew by. Robin, maybe? I don't know. It didn't say anything.
Man, if we got robins this early, that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
We're still in the winter solstice.
We are. But we just passed Beltaine. We passed the quarter mark. That we're now more than halfway. February 1st is more than halfway from the winter solstice to the spring equinox. So we're on the up. Exactly. Nice. We're on the upswing. But then again, besides, even though we have all these cycles, is what do you want to do? And we use the new moon to bring in new things into our life, with our intention and with our vibration. And why not modulate our intention across a high vibration to start that upward spiral? We were talking about that earlier. I don't know. You keep going.
I like to go with the aspect of that intention, that's spoken out loud, that being specific and being that commanding and knowing the evidence individually when I wake up and I actually command my day and I set that intention to be powerful to specific details, but also open and generalized to receive what may be just spontaneously happening and being open to adjusting from the schedule or saying, oh, well, today is Monday, so this is what takes place at 5 p.m. versus being open to receive an invitation or something that's going to be even a little bit more glorious. So that intention in stating that fact is something that we know about, but that also goes into like the law of attraction. When we're feeling something ahead of time, when we're intending something ahead of time, it allows the constructs and the coming together and snowballs.
Yes. Yes. I like what you said. Daily intentions is getting up in the morning. To me, I like starting a day with gratitude. It's just thank you for another glorious day, another opportunity to create, as if we weren't really creating when we're sleeping, but we're consciously creating when we're awake. And setting our intentions that this day, this is what I'd like to happen on this day. I intend, and this is what I like to do on my daily intentions. I intend that all of my interactions with everybody will be based in awesomeness. And it'll be an exciting interaction between everybody, whether I meet them for 10 seconds in the grocery store or have an extended conversation with a good friend.
Yeah, thank you. That's a great example of a general intention throughout the day that everyone's going to have these awesome, loving, clear, concise
Communication. And whatever else that you wish to create. And
I want to say something about internal communications, so that signs and messages because they're going to come through people, they're going to come through our interactions. So isolation or being behind a computer screen is often not how this works. It's really a physically showing up and being able to, wow, this person was actually speaking about something I asked for with my intention at the beginning of the day. Yet my ego got in the way, so I didn't listen to him. I didn't stay in that spot, and I had my agenda going on. So there's that.
Yes, that goes to doobie doobie doo. It's the Frank Sinatra mantra of life. Are we engaging in the universe? Are we allowing the universe to work with us? And if we only engage in the divine masculine, we have our agenda. We've got our check boxes, we got our list. I've got to go to the store. I'm not going to take any time to talk to the people at the store or the random interactions, the seemingly random interactions that the universe is putting in your path, that because we're stuck in the divine masculine and checking off all the things we must do that we've convinced ourselves that we must do on this day, and we don't. So do you build in time in your day for the universe to participate? Or do you allow that instead of building in time?
And I feel that participation of, like how Will said, waking up, saying thank you, that participation takes practice. In the beginning, it may just be the words thank you, and you're forcing it. You're like, wow, I've constructed previously these other things that I think about during this now when I wake up, and I make sure I go do this, X, Y, and Z first. Mm-hmm. Yet to sit in that thank you of that word and allow it to expand and be open to saying, whoa, there's a lot of gratitude that's actually taking place for me to lay here, be in the consciousness of saying thank you and holding that space. Because in the beginning, it may just feel like words. Yet I know my own individually, I have to force those words sometimes when life is what I deem tough, or the word struggle, which to me, when I say struggle, is just a lot of progress, but it doesn't necessarily feel good for my ego.
Yes. The universe is providing a lot of contrast.
But it is that basic. We have the ability to create something before it exists. That intention, that feeling, and then universal principles, universal laws, natural laws, and how my understanding of this physical realm, things show up based upon that fundamental thing, intention and feeling ahead of time.
You got it. And being open. Because who knows?
When someone has a different opinion, if I stand there and listen to them, I may be exposed to a completely new perspective that I was not able to conceive or not even able to receive. So holding that space, even if it's not something we deemed, oh, this is what I want to listen to, or this is what I want to hear right now, mm-hmm. Opening that heart can allow a message that has absolutely nothing to do with the words, yet the intuition and the insight and the deeper layers of the energy that's taking place through that holding of space, being physically present.
Well said. Yeah, I like that the subtleness of the energy behind.
It's behind.
Right there. Do you know what kind of bird that is? Is that a woodpecker?
I believe so.
Okay.
One that flew over before was a blue jay.
Yes.
There's a lot of woodpeckers back here.
Yeah, they were just confirming the subtle energy behind all the things that we perceive as reality. All those subtle energies that we are receiving and participating in, but are we consciously participating in that energy? And we can choose to do that at any point in time. I like hanging with Brian.
Now is all you have.
Just now is all you have. Wow. And the conversations we had, even while throwing snowballs or hiking up the hill or being just the various conversations. And besides the words that were being said, the vibration that came along with each of the conversations that we had. And
can I say something about one of the conversations?
Yeah, please.
So we're speaking about something that we may believe and we may have learned, and this concept of, okay, there's these universal laws or these natural forces or this intention or this feeling ahead of time, yet there's also, this physical realm of our own beliefs and constructs that create potentially the separation from these flowing more frequently. I know this exists for my own self, that when I think too long on something, when I go back to old programming versus, ooh, that was exciting. That was
when you go back to old programming, and then he crushed through the snowball.
Put that one on the tree too.
Exactly.
That it just really, I get in my own way. I step in my own way by an older belief, an older construct, or something that I may have thought about before, yet underneath the new thing or the new intention or the new feeling I'm creating, if I'm bringing in any of that old stuff, it's kind of like the aspect of forcing thank you. Thank you feels a lot better when you've generated a feeling and powerful presence. Wow, I am really, it's pure, it's true, and that's the gold.
And I'm experiencing that now.
So when there's this like, oh, things aren't working out for me, and it's like, wow, I'm commanding that, or this is, I've said this, or I've asked for this, and then it's like, the words are keeping that, whatever it is, that subtle underlying push from the heart is could be enhanced through a stronger connection, could be enhanced through a stronger practice. And that belief system and that thinking mechanism and that old programming is the limitation to resist.
Yes, and
how things are brought to us. All those conversations of standing randomly, and we use the example of maybe going to an awesome open public market store.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without bags.
What we like to talk about is how can we unlimit ourselves, and how do those belief systems, no matter what they are, how are they limiting us, or how can we turn that around and give ourselves permission to bypass those limitations and not let them limit us? How can we think differently?
But since you're asking how, and there's a question being asked, and I'm the universe.
You're the universe?
I am the universe.
You're the universe? Yes, expand on that, please.
I lost it. I lost the answer. I lost it in laughter.
Hey, that's the best place to lose it. Because we're now.
Oh, I know what how I was gonna connect that. The answer of the how is exactly what we're doing. It's connecting to something greater than ourselves, greater than the planet, this cosmic cycle, this new moon energy, and allowing our synchronicity and allowing that flow to be so much bigger. There's actual angles and energy coming into the planet, yet the bottom line is that is the how. It's allowing something that's grander than our own persona to come in and fill in the information, come in and fill the void or the absence.
Yes.
Of light.
Oh, yes.
Darkness.
The absence of, just the absence. There we go. Just the absence. And one way to think about it is, if you don't know it now, you don't need to know it now. Because that gets you more into the allow mode, as opposed to starting that negative cycle of, hey, it's not here, and I know that it's not here, and I want it to be here. And then right there, you're starting to spiral down. And instead of spiraling down, let us continue to spiral upwards. Let's jump into gratitude, or let's set some new intentions. Like right now, if I didn't have anything to say, is I'm grateful for hanging with my buddy Brian, sitting by a tree, being outside, and just talking about consciousness and intention and creating awesomeness is what it happens automatically when Brian and I get together. Even if we intend to do something else, this is just what happens, which is the best part, which is why one of the reasons why we hang.
It's pure.
It's pure.
It's authentic.
Well, we met while celebrating the new moon in April 2015.
It was the 18th of April.
It was the 18th.
And we were out in nature.
L'chaim. 18th. 4. The base of the pyramid in 18, which is the symbol for life in the Hebrew character, Hebrew letter Chai represents the number 18. And so what Jewish people do is when they give money gifts, they give in multiples of 18 so they can give multiples of life to people. And that's why their toast is l'chaim, to life. So 18 now has new meaning for Brian. Listen, look at him going, aha!
This Hebrew language is in practices. Wow, I didn't know all that.
Yeah.
I like it.
There we go. So we met on the base of life.
On a new moon.
On a new moon, yes.
Probably because the previous new moon we were asking to bring individuals of more maybe like-mindedness into fruition.
Yes.
Where's my network of awesomeness?
Yes. Where's that one node that I'm needing? And then the universe provided it. And it was so interesting is that my sister and I got to the parking spot next to his car, and the first thing I noticed, besides all the stickers on his car about bicycles and nature and things like that, the Merkaba hanging from his rearview mirror, I noticed. And I'm going, it would be interesting to see who's driving this car. And then when we got back from our short hike, he was in between both cars, doing Qigong. And, exactly. And I go, nice Merkaba.
And that's an example because there was a time restraint on him and his sister. They were literally coming off their hike. They needed to get out of there and move on to another celebration that was taking place. And they actually paused a lot longer. Like maybe they would only pause for 10 seconds, but they paused for like more than 10, 15 minutes so we could interchange and exchange and communicate. And then I had you write in a sacred journal of mine, which no one writes in.
Exactly.
Except for me.
Yes.
Wrote a symbol from light. It was both light language and it was the beginning, in essence, of the Aquarian fire.
Those were...
Because you wanted to talk to me about the holy fire, but then you were also talking about extensions and different information that was coming through downloads.
Yep.
Like snowballs.
Well, most of the impetus of the Aquarian fire came 2 weeks before we went to Mount Shasta. But all the details of what had to happen and the name happened on Mount Shasta when you and I...
Again, lunar cycle stuff?
Yes. For the blood moon eclipse of 2015, September 2015. It was also a supermoon, and we both led a retreat, Immersion in Abundance.
Immersion in Abundance.
Yeah, remember that? That was totally awesome.
There were a lot of hugs out there.
Yes, and up on for our blood moon broadcast, there were 20 people up there on the ridge.
I think there might have been 18, but it's
okay. Could be 18. Yes, I'm biased to that number.
There was a lot of people. A wizard came up, young people, a father and her daughter.
Yes.
There was just Katie was a part of that big group.
Yes.
And then just the consciousness on the mountain. There were people down at the parking lot doing these beautiful celebrations.
Yeah.
Just being at Shasta and that. I mean, what's superimposed and everything that's going on in that node of the planet.
Yes.
Nodes and nulls.
Yep.
Go visit them.
So, ask the universe for what you want. Tell them. Tell the universe, them. Tell you. Tell yourself the universe, because you are the universe.
And say it is multiple ways. Infuse it with I ams and completion. as it's already taking place. This is not a brand new concept. It's just a reminder.
Yes. Yes. The IMs are...
I love my greenhouse over there. And the jacuzzi. It's so warm to go.
Yes. And
they're not there yet.
They're not there yet. Yeah.
Someone's going to bring it. I just got to talk to it first.
But manifesting as if it's already there. Or, see, even that is a limiting way of saying it. Telling the universe that it is already there. And loving it and imagine using it because it's already there. You just have not realized it yet. In this now. But it's there. As soon as you have the thought, the universe has already responded. And the way Abraham Hicks says it is that it's already in your vortex.
And the vortex is bigger than you imagine.
I can imagine a lot. So write down what you want. Write it down. Tell the universe. Command the universe. Use gratitude. Use joy.
And then get off your butt and do something about it.
Yes.
Can't sit there and just ask. And I mean, that's a step.
It is a step.
It's a piece of the puzzle.
It is. But let your joy lead you. Don't do the action just because you think action needs to be done. The universe will tell you when the action needs to happen.
And it's happening.
And it's happening.
Your construct of time of it happening and the universal construct of time of it happening may just be a little bit different. Because does it really matter if it happens in 5 days or 50 years? It happened. You asked for it, the process went through, and then it showed up physically.
Absolutely.
And you got to participate.
You got it, but you can specify time frame if you wish. Okay?
Absolutely.
You can. And
but the universe has these levels of time doesn't exist, so that's where it sometimes gets confusing to me.
And sometimes it's confusing to me. But write down what you want to create. Tell the universe. Thank you for the jacuzzi that's right over there. Thank you for all the joy that we're going to experience and have experienced in that jacuzzi that's right over there. And thank you for all the manifestations in the past and the present and the future.
It was so nice after we got out of the jacuzzi and walked on that labyrinth.
Yes.
Labyrinth's over there.
Yes, it is over there. Well, we did walk on it earlier.
There's actually a pile of rocks started for that.
Yeah,
See, had to carry the rocks from over there and brought them over there.
Yeah.
But I had to think of the labyrinth and walking on it first, and we got some designs for that.
Yes.
We're moving the earth.
And he started moving the earth. And he said, today's a good day to move some rocks.
We're continuing
maybe.
this.
We hit some limitation by my cell phone here. Anyway. So
Our bodies aren't limited in that storage capacity.
Yes.
The memories are stored in your cells, not in your brain, so your brain cannot fill up. Your cellular memory just expands.
It just expands.
At least that's
It just expands.
the possibility of the construct.
Exactly. So don't limit yourself as to when you get an idea, and don't limit yourself as to when it's time to cause action or perform action on a manifestation.
And it's a double-edged sword how early we share our seeds of our ideas. I mean, we are all seeds of information through our heart center, yet some ideas need to be cultivated and manifested privately.
Yes.
Because some of those around us are not of the same frequency, and therefore their words could be discouraging, or they could cast doubt and slow down that process of your awesomeness coming forth. And then sometimes it's the complete opposite. We want to share our early seedling ideas with others to allow that support mechanism and their skill set and their direction and their guidance and energy. So you be a discerning human when you're manifesting through these intentions. Some of them we want to include others. Some of them we want to include them later, different now. Not that we're excluding or being secretive, but
Right.
I have seen some beautiful ideas and dreams get a little changed up from other people being involved in the conversation and getting excited about, you know, say there's 30 steps of the process and we're on step 2, and then start talking about step 20, and it's like, and then everyone's talking about step 25, and it's like, wait a second, then we got to do
on step
number
2.
we got to do 2.
3.
And
Yes.
then people just get involved and they whirl it, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, the
Mm-hmm.
tension in the
Well,
got.
this is one example of what happens when we start checking off boxes and using the divine masculine instead of using the divine feminine. If we're on step 2 and we're talking with other people as if it's like step 20, let step 2 take care of itself. Let the universe work with us when we are creating. And using the discernment as to when to share, and but allowing the universe to tell you when it's time to take action, whether the action is the words, sharing with somebody, or, hey, I haven't gotten any feedback from the universe in a couple of weeks on this particular idea. Oh, snap. This concept of time. Maybe that's the time to meditate then and return to the awesomeness. Because when we meditate, exactly.
That's when sometimes potentially the inner answers come versus the answers from ideas, or maybe it's an external person, or it's something we're reading, or something we're interacting with on a regular day, and that's the goal of uncovering.
Yes, because when we meditate and when we're in this meditative state, our limitations, we aren't limited when we're in that meditative state. We're not concerned about the past, we're not concerned about the future, and we know that the ideas that come in that meditative state are not an egoic idea. They're coming from our heart center, and they're coming from the universe through our heart center. Instead of other avenues of the universe, we're in a very receptive state, in a meditative state, as opposed to when we're out walking and just accidentally running into somebody in a parking lot.
I think the easy way to put it is we've slowed down our 5 senses, and we've just allowed our extra senses to expand and just be in operational mode. So when we slow down our eyes, we slow down our ears, we slow down our mouth, we slow down our touch and taste, and our traditional ways we interact in our, it just allows us to receive. That's that meditation aspect, because it's whatever allows you to be in a relaxed mode to receive information from your asking.
It's half the equation. For what you give out to the universe is what you get back. Half of that is receiving. So why do 100% at a time? So receiving from the universe, and we're going to finish up strong with the limited aspect of my cell phone. Yeah, I'm completely lost at this point.
It's a supercomputer. It's not a phone.
It's not a phone. Getting in that manifestation state, or the meditative state, is practice for allowing and receiving at any point in time. And the more that we allow the universe to participate in our co-creations, the more
really quick
that we
wrap
have.
up.
Thanks for joining us.
There's no good time to meditate other than now, whenever it feels good.